Good afternoon. It's a glorious Sunday afternoon here, and I'm just gonna enjoy lying in my hammock. Take it easy, folks. You'll last longer. Um, yeah. Now, some of you are wondering what exactly is this divine will stuff about. Well, and how do I live in this divine will? Well, it's very simple. If your heart's beating right now, you're living in divine will. Everything is sustained divine will, from the furthest galaxies to the beat of your heart. So every breath you take, every step has its root, has its animation in the divine will, okay? So to live the divine will is really a question of awareness, being aware of the love that surrounds us, not as a concept, but an actual fact. You know, God is love, and you can close the book after that. But this wonderful gift of living in divine will means that we can access that not simply after we leave the earth, but right now during our earthly pilgrimage. And that was really thanks to the sacrifices that Luisa Piccarreta made for us. So everyone lives in divine will, but the question of how aware you are, well, it depends on the knowledge you've got, which is why I read the volumes of Divine Will. There's 36 of them, and I have read them almost twice now, 1.5 times in the past 3 years, just 10 minutes or so a day. And they really are quite marvellous in that when you have these knowledges, then you can have the goods of living divine will. It's common sense, really, because if a good is not known, for example, if you don't know there's a state pension, right? How can you benefit from it? If you're not aware of it, how can you benefit? So really it's the same with divine will. On the one hand, everybody lives in divine will by default. That's true. Even the person who has no interest in divinity or no knowledge of divinity at all, nevertheless, all his actions are animated by divine will. And then he has the free will whether or not to love God, which is actually why really we are here, to love each other as God is everything and everybody. That's the option we've got in our free will. Okay, so it's not hard, folks. It's really not hard. That's why Jesus gave us the Our Father prayer when he said, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven," meaning that we can live as the blessed do in heaven right now. So there's an interesting reading today, going back to the 3rd of March 1912. So Jesus says to Luisa Piccarreta, my daughter, "One who does my will loses her temperament and acquires mine. And since in my temperament there are many melodies which form the paradise of the blessed, such that music is my sweet temperament, music the goodness, music the sanctity, music the beauty, the power, the wisdom, the immensity, and so on with the rest of my being, the soul, taking part in all the qualities of my temperament, receives within herself all the varieties of these melodies. As she goes along doing even the little actions, everyday actions that we do, she makes a melody for me, and as I hear it, I immediately recognize that it is music the soul has taken from my will. That is from my temperament, and I run to listen to it, and I like it so much, I'm amused and cheered of all the wrongs to which the creatures do to me. Do you know what will happen when these melodies will pass into heaven? I will put the soul in front of me, I will play my music, and she will play her own. We will dart through each other. The sound of one will be the echo of the sound of the other. The harmonies will mix together. In clear notes, it will be known to all the blessed that this soul is nothing other than the fruit of my will, the portent of my will, and all heaven will enjoy one more paradise." How about that? These are the souls to whom I keep repeating, had I not created the heavens for you alone, I would create them. In them I lay the heaven of my will, and I make them the true images of myself. And within these heavens I keep wandering about, amusing myself and playing with them. To these heavens I repeat, had I not left myself in the sacrament, for you alone I would have done it. In fact, these are my true hosts. And just as I could not live without a will in the same way, only my true hosts, but my cavalry in my very life, these heavens of my will are more dear to me, and more privileged than the tabernacles and the very consecrated hosts. Because in the host my life ends as the species is consumed, while in these souls, heavens of my will, my life never ends, even more to serve as my hosts on earth, and will be eternal hosts in heaven. Host means like the communion host, right? So Jesus is saying that I live temporally in the communion host, which lasts for about 15 minutes. But for those who want to live in his will, he's there 24/7, okay? To these heavens of my will, I said, had I not incarnated myself in the womb of my mama, for these souls alone, I would have incarnated myself, and for them I would have suffered my passion, because in these souls I find the true fruit of my incarnation and passion. Yes, it is an incredible, astonishing gift that God is offering to his children in order for the kingdom to come on earth as it is in heaven. So have a nice day.